Hey there, fellow CEOs. Welcome back. Today we're diving into a topic that's near and dear to my heart, and I'm guessing to yours too. I actually like to talk about this too, but it's feeling overwhelmed. Relatable, huh? So if you're running an online business, especially a coaching or a service-based business that's growing, you know exactly what I'm talking about. The client list is expanding, which is great. The to-do list is a mile long, though, not so great. And suddenly you're juggling all of the things. Sound familiar? I actually just had a consult call with someone that said all of these things. And you know what? Every single client I talk to says the same thing. So you're not alone in the slightest. You're putting out fires all day, emails are piling up, and you're starting to feel that dreaded burnout creeping in. And the worst part, you barely have time for the things that you actually love, like working on your business instead of in it. Or, having a life outside of work. That would be great, right? But here's the thing. It doesn't actually have to be this way. There's a powerful tool that can help you reclaim your time, your sanity, and your passion for your business. And drumroll please, delegation. Okay? Now I know what you might be thinking. Delegation, that's easier said than done. Maybe you've tried it before and it felt like more work than it was worth, or maybe you're a control freak like me. I'm like a recovering control freak, all right? And the thought of handing off tasks makes you break out in a cold sweat, okay? If that's what that makes you feel like, you're probably a control freak, just a little bit at least, right? There could be a scale. Anyway, but trust me on this one, delegation, when done right, is a game changer. And I've done it very wrong, learned some lessons, and I've done it very right. Also learned some lessons. And that's where systems and support come in. And having the right tools and guidance can make all the difference when you're delegating effectively. More on that later. First, let's talk about those telltale signs that it's time to start delegating, because sometimes we need a little nudge to realize we can't do it all alone. All right, so here's 3 signs. All right, we're going to make it short and sweet today. The first sign is you're constantly firefighting. Your days feel like they're a never-ending cycle of reacting to urgent tasks and putting out fires. You're always in crisis mode and it's exhausting. Okay, that's sign number 1. I've totally experienced that before. Sign number 2, you're experiencing burnout. This one's a biggie. You're feeling drained, unmotivated, and maybe even resentful of your business. You just want to throw in the towel, that sort of feeling. Burnout is a serious, serious issue, and it's a clear sign that something needs to change. Raise your hand, right? I have totally experienced burnout as well. And finally, sign number 3, you lack time for high-level work. So, the strategic stuff that actually moves your business forward. Things like creating new offers, marketing your business, or simply taking a step back to work on your business instead of in it. All right, so imagine this instead. You have time to breathe. Instead of constantly reacting, you're proactive and strategic. You feel energized and excited about your work. You have the space to actually focus on your zone of genius, and your business is growing sustainably. You have a team in place to support you so you can scale without burning out. So imagine that, right? You have time to breathe, you feel energized, and you're excited about your work, and your business is growing sustainably. Woo, that would be awesome, right? And so that's where the Impact Hub comes in. We're not just another membership group, right? I've been in those groups. I've been in masterminds. I've been in all the things, okay? We're actually a community of online coaches and service providers who are committed to scaling our businesses without sacrificing our sanity, right? Because that's ultimately my goal. So of course, I'm going to have you in a membership that also ultimately has that goal as well. So imagine having a clear roadmap for your business with proven systems and SOPs that make delegation a breeze. Imagine mastering a powerful tool like ClickUp so you can automate tasks, streamline workflows, and finally get organized. That's what I hear from everyone. I just want to have more time. I just want to feel like I'm organized. So imagine surrounding yourself with a supportive community of these like-minded entrepreneurs who just get it. They're in the business. They get what you're going through. So they've been there and they're cheering you on every step of the way. As a little side note, I always love how even if your family and your friends don't support you, there is a whole slew of people that are strangers that are they're going to find you, they're going to love on you, and they're going to cheer you on. Okay, so finding entrepreneurs in a group, right, whether that's a mastermind or community, a membership, whatever that is, find those people and hold on to them, because those strangers are going to become your best friends and it's going to be amazing. So that is what the Impact Hub is going to be all about. Okay, we're going to help you escape the chaos, right? So we're going to say goodbye to that overwhelm, and we're going to say hello to clarity and control, right? As much as possible, right? It's a process, right? But we're also going to scale with ease. We're going to build a business that can grow without you burning out. That is also the goal, right? We're going to reduce that stress. We're going to increase efficiency, and we're finally going to achieve that elusive work-life harmony, okay? This focuses on the workflows and processes and all of those things that you need to set up that foundation in your business. So it's a really good start for you if you don't have a team, or maybe you only have one team member. You really got to get that foundation in place, or maybe you have a team and you need actually to have that team member join this membership to help learn their operational skills and things like that. So that would be cool too. So if you want to learn more about the Impact Hub, where we scale your impact and not your stress, I love that. It should be like its tagline. You're going to head on over to theproductivityimpact.com, or you can head to the show notes and grab the link down there. So now we're back to the actual delegation strategies. I did not forget. So now that we've addressed the why of delegation, why do you need to delegate, right? Let's dive into the actual how. No, I'm not one of those people that just tells you the what and the why, but not the how. Like, I'm going to tell you the how. I'm going to give you like this list. And there's also going to be a guide in the show notes that is going to actually list these out along with a whole bunch of other things in the delegation guide. Okay, so you can go ahead and grab that as well. But here are some practical strategies to help you effectively delegate tasks and reclaim your time. So the first thing is just going to be like to start small and keep it super simple. So you don't got to overhaul your entire to-do list all at once, right? You're going to start by identifying a few small, non-critical, that's important, tasks that you can easily delegate, right? This will help you build confidence and practice your delegation skills. Yes, it takes practice to delegate. Oh, I have learned this the hard way. I've learned it good ways. It's all the things, right? The second thing we're going to do, we're going to choose the right person. And that can be easier said than done, along with all of these things. All of these things can be easier said than done, but with the right support, it's even simpler, okay? So choosing the right person. Not everyone is suited for every task. Understand that. Consider the skills, the experience, and the personality of your team members when deciding who to delegate to. And we're going to match the task to the person's strengths, okay? That is super, super important. It's going to allow them to work for you even more. All right, the third thing that you're going to do is you're going to provide clear instructions. Nothing feels worse than when you don't know what is expected of you, like what to do. Like you're like, I think I know what it is, I'm not sure. So you have to be very specific and detailed in your instructions. You're going to outline the desired outcome and any deadlines and any relevant resources or information. Just be super clear, super clear. All right, then you're going to actually set those expectations, what's actually expected of that person after you've given them clear, detailed instructions, right? You're going to clearly communicate what your expectations are for that specific task, and that includes the quality, the timeliness, and the communication needed for that task, okay? We're going to set those expectations. We're going to set that team member up for success, all right? Now we're going to do the hardest part. Okay, if you thought any of those things were going to be difficult, number 5 here is the hardest, okay? We're going to trust and let go. So once you've delegated a task, you're going to let go of the urge to actually micromanage. That means jump in and just do it for them, or jump in before they've come back to you saying it's done or whatever, if you can see kind of like what's going on with it. Like, you need to trust them, not micromanage. So we're going to trust the person that you've chosen to do the job. You chose them for a reason. Now you're going to trust them to get it done, and you're going to trust that they're going to come to you if they have any questions. And then, of course, you're going to see the final product more than likely anyway, right? So that's the hardest one. So if you can do all of those things, you can delegate like a pro, all right? Even with might just take some practice. The next thing we're going to do is we're not just going to like let them, go high and dry, right? We're going to provide support, right? We're going to be available for questions and support if needed during the process. However, like I said, avoid stepping in and doing the work yourself. That is a big no-no. We don't want to do that, all right? Think about what your team member is going to think, but think about what you're thinking too. We gotta look at it from both sides. And then the next step is number 7. We're going to give the feedback. We're going to provide constructive feedback. Very important, right? Constructive feedback on the completed task. Let the person know what they did well and what could be improved for next time. Incredibly important, right? We're going to start with what they did very well. And then we're going to go with, okay, this could be a little different. Maybe I didn't give clear enough instructions. Maybe I didn't give them enough resources. I heard that a good leader is always going to assume that they were the one that didn't give it clear enough, and that's the reason the team member couldn't execute it properly. So that is also a philosophy that I choose, or that I hold, and that I embody, is that if something wasn't done clearly, the resources weren't there, or I didn't give clear enough instructions, or maybe I didn't give enough time, right? Or didn't allow enough communication. Think about it that way. How can I improve it? But getting that feedback from them as well. Like, oh, okay, you weren't able to do this very well. Like, how can I improve, right? Empowering your team is going to be the next thing, is delegating tasks that require decision-making and problem solving. This empowers your team members to grow and develop their skills. This one's kind of hard because you start getting into like, urgent tasks or, really that problem solving, decision making space. You have to entrust that team member to make. So that one's kind of hard, but we definitely want to delegate tasks where they get to make decisions. Okay. But we're not going to delegate everything. That's number 9. Don't delegate everything. There are certain tasks that only you can do, plain and simple. We're going to focus on delegating the tasks that are not essential for your core business or that you're not the best person to handle. All right, I'm going to give you a quick example here on what you can't delegate. For example, you literally see my face if you're on YouTube right now, or you hear my voice if everywhere, right? So I can't delegate to someone else me actually recording this podcast. I can't do that. I'm the face of the podcast, right? But could I delegate the editing of the podcast? Could I delegate the repurposing of the podcast, right? Those are the things that I can delegate though, right? So but me putting, writing the script and filming it, those things I definitely have to do myself. Okay, think about that. And then we're going to be patient because delegation takes some time and practice. And I've been saying that this whole time. So don't expect perfection overnight, but don't expect perfection in the actual sense of the word ever. Okay. But be patient with yourself and your team as you learn to delegate effectively. All right. So there is an entire podcast series that I have put together for you. That is the delegation series. You can go ahead and grab that in the show notes as well. And we're going to continue to add to it over time. And this one's obviously going to be a part of the series as well. So go ahead and grab that as well. Down in the show notes is also, like I said, delegation guide, all the things. But here are just a few little extra tips for you. You're going to track your time. If you're struggling to figure out like what to actually delegate, we're going to identify which tasks are time consuming and low value, making them prime candidates for delegation. They still need done though. Understand that. These are still tasks that need done. They just don't hold as much value as, going out and talking to people, for example. We're going to use a project management tool or a task management tool. Of course, if you've been around this podcast for any amount of time or me, you're going to know that I recommend ClickUp, but there are many other tools, but use a tool that can help you visualize your workload, assign tasks to yourself, but also your team, and then be able to keep everyone in the loop as far as the progress of things without micromanaging. Okay. And then there's a couple more tips here. We're going to document the processes, right? This is also helpful when you're entrusting a new team member with things. We're going to create clear and concise SOPs. SOPs stand for standard operating procedures for repetitive tasks, making them easier to delegate. SOPs are literally instructions. Okay. And so they're super important. And when you're doing the same thing over and over again, it's super simple to just create an SOP. SOPs are created for repeatable processes as well. Okay. There's that little side note. And then we're going to build the team. When you build the team, you want to consider hiring virtual assistants or outsourcing certain tasks to free up your time. So you could hire a website team, for example, or you could hire a solopreneur that's a virtual assistant, or you could hire a podcast team, or whatever. There's many different people that you can bring on to your team to make it incredibly beneficial to you. And so if you haven't noticed, delegation is super, super powerful. It's a super powerful tool that can transform your business, but also your life. Okay. So by freeing up this time and this energy, you can focus on the most important aspects of your business. And hopefully then you're able to then achieve some greater success and feel really, really good about it. So I want to ask you, what are you waiting for? Why are you not delegating? Okay. And if there's roadblocks in the way of you delegating, well, hopefully the delegation guide and the delegation podcast series is going to be able to support you. So you can go ahead and download the free delegation guide. It's packed with tips and templates to help you get started. And you can also find the links to both of those things in the show notes. Okay. So if you're ready to take it to the next level though, I'm encouraging you to join the Impact Hub. Okay. We provide the support, the systems, and the community you need to scale with ease and achieve that work-life harmony that we are all running after. So you can go ahead and visit theproductivityimpact.com, or you can actually just reach out to me directly. I am on Instagram. I am on YouTube. I'm on TikTok. You can go ahead and reach out to me on any of those platforms. You can also send me an email. All of my information is down here in the show notes. So here we are. Happy delegating. And so until next time, have an amazing week.